Now we have a marker coming to the finish line.
Over 25 years of off-road racing dominance. Proprietary patented race technology. Proudly made in the USA. Unparalleled customer service and support. The choice of champions. King Shocks. The leader in off-road shock technology.
Sure, everything's made of something, but time and sweat is what puts it together. And it's that relentless application of effort against the clock that created everything around us. The BF Goodrich HD Terrain Tire is engineered to tackle the extreme situations heavy-duty trucks are met with head-on. Because downtime can't exist when there's a job to do. Time isn't something to marvel at. It's something to be seized. It's a tool we put firmly in your hands. BF Goodrich, what are you building for?
Your locally owned Bill Alexander Ford has the vehicles you want. F-Series, Bronco, Expedition, Edge, Explorer, Escape, and Ranger. And try our mobile service for light maintenance. We will come to you. For a difference you can count on, visit us in person or go to BillAlexanderFord.com.
All right, guys, welcome back. We are here once again for your KMC Wheels Fishgistics update of the SCORE Baja 500 presented by F&L Racing Fuel all day today. You guys having fun? You guys tuned in for your next update? If you guys are trying to find the SCORE tracker because their website is down, I just put it in the comments here. So look in the comments. That is the direct link for the SCORE tracker because a bunch of you guys are trying to find it. The SCORE website is down, so we just hooked you up. That's the direct link to the SCORE tracker. It's the track leaders site, so that's where you can go and track all the cars. If anybody else asks, you guys please feel free to copy and paste that address that I just put in there for you guys. We have a good race going on in the bikes. They're almost to the finish, so we got to talk about this. This will be the last time we're talking about the bikes on one of our updates because, as you can see, they're right outside of town. They're almost to the finish. So really good race going on. The 9X, it hasn't updated in 5 minutes. So their tracker back here, whoops, it was underneath me. The 9X is right here underneath the 102, but they haven't updated. You can see right there, 5 minutes. So they're actually going to be back up here somewhere too. So we got the 9X in here. We got the 3X, good update, 1X, good update, and the 11X 1 minute ago, which means they're even farther ahead. So it looks like the 1X is going to finish first as of right now. We'll have to check the times, have to check penalties, all that stuff before we know who's actually going to win. But it's going to be the 11X, it looks like is going to be physically first to the finish. Then it's either going to be the 1 or the 3X. They're so close together that I can't even guess which one will get there first. And then the 9X is right in there too. Like we said, they're just tracker hasn't updated yet. So keep an eye on them. And and we'll see when they come to the finish. But really good race. I don't remember the last time I saw this many 4 bikes within a couple miles of each other at the finish line. So definitely pretty cool to see that. So what do you guys think? It's been a fun race in the bike class. All right, let's look at the quads while we're up here. So quads 1A, it looks like, is going to be your first quad right here, just passing mile 400, going through Santo Tomas into the Europan section. Behind them, we have 139A, Sergio. That's going to be your second place quad as of right now. So pretty good race at 402 and 397, so about 5 miles only separating the first and the second place quad right now. So good race in the quads also. And then look right here, you got another quad right here, right behind the 139. So within about 10 miles, you got 3 quads. So a cool race for the quads also. So that's a look at your bikes and quads. All right, let's go look over here. We've had some more drama over here. So Bryce Menzies' tracker is not updating very well at all. You can see it's not even on here right now. Where did it go? I didn't even see where it went. So Bryce Menzies' tracker is not updating well. He's going to be over here somewhere when it does update. We can go look at my tracker of him, and you can see as of 2:05, which was 1 minute ago, he's just coming into Valley T. So here's Valley T where they turn down the road. Bryce is right here. So he's on the highway, and he's coming into Valley T, so he's going to be somewhere right about here. So the number 7 is your first car on the road. He is going to be right here coming into Valley T. Bryce is driving the whole race himself, so he won't be doing a driver change. This is a spot that a lot of people will be doing a driver change if you're going to do one this race. That's where it would be. So then behind him, also the 87 is not tracking very well. You can see it hasn't updated for 17 minutes. We know he's about up here, right about San Mateus, somewhere in here. So the 87, Mike Walser, is going to be your second car on the road, and he is actually getting out right up here at mile 285. He's going to get out. Mike Walser's out, and Ray Griffith is getting in. So we are going to have a driver change in the 87 before they go over the crossover road. So fresh driver in the 87. Got to keep an eye on the 87, especially if you're the 7 right now. In third place is going to be Mr. Baja, Larry Rossler, once again driving the whole race all by himself. So LR, once again, in third. It seems like we were talking about this earlier. He just kind of, consistent, just kind of creeps his way forward. Right behind him, the next Mr. Consistent, the GOAT, Rob McCachran, is running in 4th position right now. That is in his own truck, but using Adam Householder's number. That's why he's got the 24. So a pretty good race in the trophy trucks. Not as good as some of the other classes right now, but we have Bryce Menzies out front, 87 second, 43 third, and 24 fourth. So we've seen some other people come to a stop. We know Tavo has been stopped for a while. You can see it just updated again. So the 21 was running up front. He was running second when he came to a stop. So the 21 is stopped. Also, Ampudia was stopped back over here. If you guys are looking for the 10, he's over here. He's still at 0 miles an hour. He was kind of moving, stopping. So he's got something going on over there. Then we have Dan McMillan is running 5th right now. So Dan McMillan running 5th, and he is actually going to get out of the truck in a few minutes, and Josh Daniel is going to get in. So Dan McMillan's going to change. The Dan and Daniels are going to swap spots. Dan McMillan's going to get out. Josh Daniel's going to get in. So watch for the 23 to the finish. That thing's going to be fast. Behind him, we have the 87. Like we said, they're actually way up the road. And then we have Steve Olgas, who's going to be getting out. Oh, he did already get out, actually. So Steve just got out, and Justin Lofton is now in that truck. So Justin Lofton is in the 51. He's going to drive that truck to the finish. So Justin Lofton. Luke McMillan coming along. He had a steering issue earlier. I still haven't heard exactly what he changed. My guess is a power steering pump or something like that, because that's about how long he was down. So Luke McMillan was your leader till the summit. As soon as he got over the summit and on the backside, he had a steering issue. They lost about 20 minutes, 15 or 20 minutes. Luke did, and this is why you never give up in racing. Look, he dropped back to about like 15th, it seemed like it was, and now he's back up to 8th or something. So he's already made up half of the positions from when he got the truck fixed. So long way to go still. The race is barely halfway over, at this point. So long way to go. Anything can happen. Luke knows that. He's running for the season. He's running for points. He's not going to give up. He's never going to stop. So Luke is back in the race and moving up. Tracy Graff at 0 miles an hour. That's not good. He was having a pretty good race until right here. He had 142 miles an hour was the fastest we saw from Tracy Graff. He had the high speed we've seen today. The fastest speed we've seen anywhere today was Tracy Graff earlier. So that's a look at the trophy trucks. You got the 70 coming along. They were stopped at our last update for a little bit. They had a little bit of problems. It's a brand new truck, 100 miles on the truck before they got here. They didn't have much time for testing. Literally the first time Kevin drove the truck was the other day down here, I believe. So it's pretty cool to see them, out here competing. And just a finish would be a win for them today in that thing. So that's what's going on with the 70. Now, look right behind them. We have two class leaders right here. We have Jason McNeil, your spec truck leader. He is currently in front of all of the Class 1 cars, so that means he has passed them all. So once again, the spec trucks started behind the 1 cars, and they have passed all of the 1 cars. So maybe next race they'll start the spec trucks in front of the 1 cars. I think by this point they've earned it, honestly. I mean, the Class 1 cars, they just keep getting beat by all these spec trucks. You can see there's 2 Class 1 cars here, and what is there, 10 spec trucks here? So it's, I don't know. 153, Brad Wilson is your lead. Cody Reed is actually probably in the lead because, look, it hasn't updated for 6 minutes. So I'm going to say the 168 is probably going to be somewhere up here in first, and then the 153, Brad Wilson, is going to be in second. So that's your first and second Class 1. We said Jason McNeil was leading right here, but look at this stack of spec trucks we have right here. So we have the 238 Elijah Kiger. Then we have to zoom in so much just to see who these are. Then we have Mike Mersal right here, 236 trophy truck. Then we have EJ Herbst right here. Then Thor Herbst, so 2 of the Thor Herbsts there. And then we got to come back. And where did the 228 go? There they are. Okay, the 228. They started way back in the pack, and they have been hauling the mail all day so far. And let's see, looking at the 228, yeah, it was Dustin Grabowski, like we said earlier, that's in there. He's driving to Valley T, so that is still Dustin in there for a little bit. So he's got a little bit of time left in the car, and then he will be swapping out. So a good race there. And yeah, we did just confirm again, Cody Reed is still in front of Wilson. You just always have to look at the time they updated. So their tracker hasn't updated in 7 minutes. They are in front of Brad Wilson. That is Brad Wilson in the car right there, and that is Cody Wilson or Cody Reed in the car right there. He was going to drive the whole race. Brad Wilson is going to be getting out. If I check my notes, let me see. He is getting out at 270. And then Justin Munyon's going to get in, I think that's who it was, is going to get in at 270. So Brad Wilson's still in the car until he gets to 270, and then he is out and done with his stint. All right, let me go load some other classes here for you guys. Hang on a second. All right, let's go look at the turbos. Let's see, the UTV. I'm trying to find them. There they are. The Pro Open. All right, UTV Pro Open. So this is the first class that was off the line in the UTV class. So we have the UTV Pro Open, 1871, Wayne Matlock leading, followed by Brock Heeger in second. Then we have Brandon Sims in third, Justin Lambert in fourth, Austin Weiland next. Then we have behind him, we have Mike Caffro, and then we have Roger Norman. So Roger's still coming along in his brand new car. A lot of these are brand new cars. Wayne's in a brand new car. Brock Heeger's in a 1-race-old car. Brandon Sims, couple races on his car. Justin Lambert, that thing's almost new, maybe 1 race. So Austin Weiland at 0 miles an hour right there. Not what you want to see for Austin Weiland. 0 miles an hour at mile 185. Mike Caffro, like you said, Roger Norman, Kristen Matlock. So actually Wayne's ahead of Kristen. Usually we don't see that. Usually Kristen's ahead of Wayne. So Wayne is beating Kristen today. We have Josh Rowe, and then Mike Pratt. So that's a look at your Pro UTV Opens. Now, if we turn them off and we go to the forced inductions, let's see where they are. You can see they're just behind the main pack there. So we have Austin Jones is now showing in first. All right, so check that out. Austin Jones now moving up to first place. He was not in first last time we looked. He was making his way up. So definitely making some headway. Austin Jones, PJ Jones, not related, by the way, same last name and not related. Phil Blurton is in third, and then we have Jason Murray here in fourth. And yeah, somebody says no Scanlon. No, Scanlon was leading earlier, and then he fell back a ways, so I didn't see him on there. So it looks like Craig Scanlon was having some issues. Edgar Leon here, Matt Burrows, and Jesus Mendez. So let's look at your top forced induction. Now, if we go look at the naturally aspirated class, there's only 7, not as many, most of the guys are stepping up to other classes now. So we have Joe Bolton in first, Lawrence Janeski in second, Zach Sizlove in third, Gabe Matthews in fourth. That's with Ryan Connery in that car, the guy that preps my UTV and does a great job. They're there in fourth. Then Carlos is down here. Carlos is at 0. Hector, and then back over here to Mike at 0 over there. So a pretty good race between the top 3 here in the naturally aspirated class between Joe, Lawrence, and Zach. Zach is in a Honda, we know that, and then we got Lawrence and Joe here in the first and second place. So good race going on between those guys. So that's a look at all of your golf cart classes. Now let's go look at, let's see, Class 10. I can update you on Class 10. We got Francisco Vera in first. Second, Dale Ebert. That's in the one of the entrusted car, I think. So that's the second place. Stan Potter third. That's single seat car. So always big shout out to the single seaters. Those are those things are cool. There's nobody to blame except for yourself, right? The whole day. Arturo. And next, we got Manilo here. We got Carlos, a bunch of Carloses, and then Bruce Yee. So look at that, Class 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cars within, what's that, 15 miles of each other there? So really good racing Class 10 going on. That's what's cool about the spec classes, the spec engine classes. They're usually really good racing and really close together. So that's always fun to watch. So definitely cool. Class 10. Now let's see, what other classes do we look at? Trying to find classes that have some entries. Pro Stock NA. Okay, we didn't look at the Pro Stock class. So here's the Pro Stock class. So Sarah Price is leading the Pro Stock class. Sarah Price has done a ton of Baja miles the last month or so. We were with her on trail emissions last 2 weeks ago. She actually broke the transmission in this car right here. This was her pre-run car on the trail emissions, and then they took it back to the shop, and now they turned it into the race car, her second race car, and that's the car she's racing right here. So they got the transmission fixed, and they got it in, and it looks like it's working pretty well because she's leading right now. So her and Mitchell Alsop are driving today, splitting time in that car. Then we have Annabelle Lopez here in second. Then we have Nick at 0 miles an hour, Douglas in fourth, Jorge and Andy, Victor. Yeah, we got quite a bit. Like, look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars within 10 miles in the Pro Stock class. So that's super cool. I noticed they combined them now. So if you're an NA or a turbo, there's just one Pro Stock class. So it doesn't matter what you are racing. If you're racing the stock class, you're stock. That's what it is. So that's good because look at the numbers. You got quite a few, entered in this class. So that's cool to see. All right. So what other class can we look at? So Sarah Price is leading that class, like we just said. Now, what other class? Scrolling down, let's see. Class 11. Let's check on them. We always got to check on them. 1105 still moving right here. 1105 and 1111 is still moving, and these other two are not. So we got 2 Class 11s moving, 2 that aren't. These ones are going over the summit right now. So literally the 1105 is at the top of the summit, just about to come down, and the 1111 is just going up the summit. So definitely this is one of the tougher sections for Class 11 that they're on right here. So we see them clear this section, then they get to breathe for a little bit and have some fun the rest of the way. So definitely. Do you have link of starting positions? I would, but it's the only one I have is the SCORE website, and the SCORE website is down. So sorry, I can't post that. Hopefully their website comes back up. I don't know. Last time when it went down for San Felipe, it was down all day. So we'll see. Hopefully they're 1,000, whatever it was. Hopefully they can get it back up. All right. So I think that covers pretty much all the big classes. Where's the 1600 class? We've got to check on those guys. I know some of you guys are watching for that class. So here you go. 1685. Pablo is out front. We got a little bit bigger gap now between these guys. Eric is in second, and then it comes a little gap back to third. Roman third, Jonathan fourth, and Matt in fifth. So top 5 1600 cars are right there. They have cleared the summit. They're just coming down the summit. The last car is on the back side of the summit, and they are through the summit. So there you go. That's a look at everybody this race. Let's see. Did a bike finish? Did the bike finish yet? Not yet. 11X is still going to be 11X is going to be the first bike to the finish unless they have a problem because they're almost in the speed zone there. If they're not already, I think that actually is the speed zone they're in right there. So these positions are most likely not going to change once you get right here because it's a speed zone. So there's no advantage. No one's going to be going that much faster to make a pass. So all right, that's that. Let's look at the front. Bryce Menzies not showing up. Let's go look at my tracker. All right, let's see if we can see where he is. We got to zoom out a little bit. All right, so check it out. So Valley T is right here, comes down, down, and then out. So if we go look, there's Valley T, down, down, and then out. That means Bryce Menzies is right about here. So he's probably about mile 295, I would say. So the 7 is going to be right here. And then the second place is going to be right here, Mike Walser. And then now check this out. We got to keep an eye on the 1L also, Gustavo Bedosa Sr., that was Ricky Johnson driving earlier. He is going to be getting out and going to 330. So, okay, so he's going to 330. He's going across the crossover road. So they're leaving Ricky Johnson in for the crossover road, and then Gustavo Sr. is going to get in San Vicente on the other side of the road. So a little bit different there. He's going to have Ricky's going to drive a little bit more than half. Most of the other people we see doing driver change are right here. So Mike Walser is also doing a driver change at 285, which is where he is right here. So you're going to see this car come to a stop in a second. Mike Walser is going to get out, and Ray Griffith is going to get in, and Ray Griffith is going to take that car to the finish. So that car is going to be very fast all the way to the finish. 1L, 43, like we said, the 33. Look at that, Roberto Romo Jr. in Luke McMillan's old two-wheel drive truck. He's running pretty good right now. And then we do have to remember that the 24, Rob McCachran, is still up there. And, yeah, that's a look at your lead. And then look at this. Luke McMillan changed the steering box, did something to the steering earlier. He's still in it. He's running in the top 10 even after doing that. Heck, he'll probably get around a few of these cars maybe before he makes it to the finish. So his day's far from over. All right, guys, we'll be back. We'll be back in about 40 minutes, like always. Usually do about 20-minute updates for you guys. So we'll see you guys at what time it'll be. It'll be 3 o'clock. Some of you guys asking on times for the finish. My best guess was going to be what I was going to say about 5 hours and 10 minutes or so. Or sorry, they would be done at about 5:10, 5:15. So we'll see if we're getting there. I was guessing about a 55-mile-an-hour average. So 55, maybe between 55 and 60. That would put them between 5:10 and 5:30. So we'll see what time they finish. It'll be easier to tell once they get over the crossover road. So we'll have some better guesstimates then. But for right now, I'm going to stick with going about, say, 5:15 for your first car being finished. That would be in about 3 hours. So we'll see. All right, see you guys back at 3 o'clock with your next Fishgistics update at 3.
At Baja Designs, we have lights for all on- and off-road enthusiasts. For 30 years, we have been lighting up the night. We are Baja Designs, the scientists of lighting.